Yes, way up north.
Up north. How north?
Umeå, which is it's 8 hours north of Stockholm. It's in the same longitude as northern Alaska.
All right. Right. It must be pretty cold.
It's not that bad. We have the Gulf just outside the coast of Norway, which kind of makes the climate pretty bearable. When the climate changes that Gulf, then we'll be fucked. Then we'll have permafrost here all the time. But yeah, that's for concern for another day.
I guess the title of the latest album might have referenced your location, the long road north.
Might, yeah, in some kind of symbolic way, maybe.
And what is the symbolism behind it?
I mean, it's when we started writing again after Mariner, which is in 2017. Like for years, I've started noticing like small changes in what I value and stuff like that, and what I cherish and what I and it was so weird because I've noticed that I've gone from point A to point B, like without knowing the transition. So I started thinking about it. Kind of interesting to see how your mind works. What would happen if I just let that go on the creative side, like writing lyrics, writing music? Like, since we've been so bound by our idea of writing thematically on all the previous albums, what if we don't have a theme and we just don't even think about it? Like, what happens if I just take a pen, write the first sentence that comes up in my mind, and then continue on? Does that matter? But I mean, nothing comes from nothing when it comes from a brain. It comes from some sort of subconscious thing. And it will be interesting to just do all these things and then try to figure out what your brain trying to communicate. Okay. And so, I mean, long story short, that kind of attitude towards the writing kind of exploded. It triggered some kind of creative explosion, which still haven't stopped. But yeah, we went into the studio in 2018, recorded 2.5 hours of music. Not everything was great, but there was some quality to it. So we released an album out of that, and we continued writing and recorded an EP that we released last year, which will consist of songs from the first recording session and the new recording session. And then we continued writing, and then we recorded this album, where we used songs from all these sessions. And The Long Road North, to get back to your question, it was actually one of the first songs that I wrote, which is now like in 2017. The lyrics makes totally sense now, but I'm not there now. I'm in another place. Yeah. But at that point, I started, contemplating on what is, not the meaning of life, but some kind of, what do I value? Is it my career? Is it? And it also coincided with the fact that I became a parent, which changes a lot. And you prioritize differently and things like that. And for me, I realized that I kind of in some sort of like anchored myself to the place where I grew up in many different ways. I mean, everything from concrete stuff, like I realized like all the tattoos I had, like that I was doing. I have a lot of tattoos.
I can see it.
Yeah. Well, you don't even see fourth of it. I realized that most of the motives were geographically from this region. which my subconscious told me something. And I think I was looking for some kind of emotional balance, something that again, and apparently I wasn't in balance at that point. So, I mean, for example, I realized that if because I lived in Stockholm at that point, and like if we are going to live here and my kids are going to grow up here, they will hardly meet their grandparents. They will meet them once, twice a year, maybe. Again, like, so really, family is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also, like, what do I value? Is the career everything? Is work everything? Or is just, being able to go out snowboarding also as important? Or go is the closest to nature important? Yeah, I realized all this. So I realized that we need to get the hell out of here and get back. So North symbolizes, the feeling of the home. Again, it's also not ironically, but literally a long road north where we moved. So that's the long story of the short essence of your question.
It's sort of from what you described, is like a coming back home where emotions live, and where security is, and where you have a sense of belonging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Is Stockholm so much different from
yes,
your location?
Yes. Well, it's not, can't compare. And I'm still I'm in Stockholm every other week. I have my office there. So, but it's it's 6 hours by train, 8 hours per car. I mean, Stockholm is a big city. Again, it's not. I mean, it's the biggest city in North Sweden. Have 100,000 citizens, but it's not as it's not like the kind of it's not like a metropolis. Not at all. It's just a small city with just smaller problems.
Stockholm is not even 1 million people, I believe.
Stockholm, the area of Stockholm is close to 2 million.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a huge area.
Sure.
Yeah. Like the city center is like 1 million.
I've been to Stockholm, and I lived in London for 20 years.
Yeah.
In terms of scale, when I went to China, Beijing, and Shanghai. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to China.
Yeah.
But the scale of, like, you see, as far as your eyes can see, of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
And then when I arrived back to London, and the train just was approaching Paddington Station, I felt like I was in a village.
Yeah.
And London is 9 million people, and Stockholm, Stockholm is not even 2 million people.
Yeah. I couldn't live in those kind of. Well, I used to think that I couldn't see myself moving away from there. Like, I was really having a great life in Stockholm, and then just the thought of going again, I was just panicking. Sorry. But now I'm panicking, just having to go back to Stockholm.
Instead of do around.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy. It's just, like, I think I'm probably getting more and more interested in moving to a smaller and smaller place. Like now, when we don't live in the city center, not at all. But we don't live in the rural parts, which I probably would like to sooner, at some point.
And your album artwork not only on this album, but also on your other releases. They seem pretty abstract and abstract, but also you can tell, roughly speaking, what's showing. And I'm looking at the one, the Long Road North. It does look like a landscape, like a very.
I think there are like 3 covers.
No, again, it is one.
Yeah, but it's 3 covers.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
We show them.
Oh, the one with the green, the mountains. Oh, it looks like mountains. Maybe,
yeah, but it's fine. You know what it is?
No, what is it?
So we work with Erik Olofsson since 2004. He used to be in the band, but he's not anymore. So it's still we talked about again about this sense of home and how we should communicate that with the artwork. And it actually took him quite a while, but finally it expressed me. Yeah, I got it. So what he did, he went to the museum here in like we have a county museum. It's like a county. I don't know if that's the closest thing that I can describe. It's huge. It's like a smaller. This part of Sweden, at least we have this museum, the part called Västerbotten, and we have this Västerbotten museum, and he found all these pieces of very, very old wallpaper from farms around this area, like really old, from the 1800s or even further, hand painted. And he got them to do high-res scans of them again, and from those he created like monuments of it.
Okay,
so it's like torn wallpaper from.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
they look like mountains.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and that's what I like. I don't know if you've seen Adon to Fear, which is our previous album, and that's also like an abstract, like a Rorschach test, and it's really interesting to see what people see in the pictures. I think it says a lot about the person.
Viewing the. Yeah, I mean, I love this sort of things, and I also agree with you that it depends on the person looking. Like with Mariner, again, it's like a beam of light. Very unusual.
Yeah, it's the same guy, Eric.
Okay. Yeah. And the same with the Mariner Live. You have this, but this light coming, but with Mariner. With the one with just the green, there is a lot of attention to just a section of the light.
Yeah.
What's the story behind this particular project?
Are we talking just artwork, or are we talking the
Mariner? Because from what I understand from the Long Road North, the artwork, the story, it's all, and the music probably. It's all like, again, sort of comes together somehow. Is it the same for Mariner?
No, I mean, when it comes to Mariner, we have it was the idea from the start that it was supposed to be sorry, like
sorry.
Hello.
Yeah. So there was a thematic album about in space, basically space travel.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah. So and that was something that we knew from day one, and that was something that Eric could relate to in terms of the artwork, and also there was a lot of talk about how it's a journey from again Earth through inner space to the outer space, and then we go past the red shift, which is the furthest there is in the universe, and we go beyond what we even know exists. That was basically the idea. And so all these, he also made a bunch of covers. It's not only the green, you can, and that's basically his interpretation of the end of that travel. It's like, I think he took a lot of influence of the Stargate scene from 2001, Space Odyssey.
Okay, yeah. And going back to your latest release, there are 2 or 3 songs which are very atmospheric, very mellow. If we compare it to the rest of the music, how come you guys took this approach for this particular song?
I don't really understand the question.
I think it's called the Silver Arc. It's quite atmospheric, like.
Is it?
No, sorry. Maybe it's
again
on the eye.
Yeah, I think beyond one.
Don't mind.
Again, I mean, we've been. Why do we write the songs we write? Because we like them. Like, there's no. I mean, I get a lot of questions, so I mean, it seems like a valid question. Why? Again. Or, I mean, a lot of things can be boiled down to just a matter of taste. What do we want to do? I mean, what do we like? As you know, and what we've been doing for quite a while, our music is not only the sludgy, heavy parts.
Okay,
we always work a lot with atmospheres, and most of all, we work a lot with dynamics. I mean, doing our kind of music for 70 minutes can be quite boring, I think, if we don't mix it up with. I mean, you point out like a song like Beyond One and Beyond Two, or there's other songs in there, but I mean, I think the whole album has a wide variety from the softer songs to, I mean, I'm not from to the wild. It's have a pretty wide variety of dynamics.
No, the reason why I'm asking, because you often hear bands when they release a new album or working on new material, there is this trend in heavy music that it has to be heavy, it has to be extreme. But emotions are, again, they vary. It's not just or at least the creative outputs are, they vary. But in sort of in our genre, there's only this sort of attention to only the extreme, loudest, the fastest. There's no much.
It seems like a good thing that I'm not a part of that.
Sure, of course.
Or, like no one of our band, and I think that's one of the biggest strengths working with these very talented people is that almost nobody apart from me and again somebody else in the band is really interested in metal at all.
Okay.
In general, or I mean, at least like on a day-to-day basis. Like that's like I listen to all kinds of music, but if you just would walk into in the room when I'm working, it most likely it's gonna be heavy music. So yeah, but the rest of the guys listen to, again, mostly other kinds of music and are not aware. And I think that's a good thing. Again, when it comes to the writing process, that if you like, no one is. And I mean, to be quite honest, even though I listen to heavy music, I have no part of any scene at all. Like I do other stuff. I do the band, and we're kind of separated from it wasn't like when I was a kid, when music was the only thing I did, and I only hung out with people, and you had like a specific scene, and you knew everything, what was going on, and which band did what, and what band released what. Now I need help with my younger friends to be aware of anything that gets released nowadays. So yeah, we're happily unaware of. Again,
and last question. Obviously, we talked about tattoo. I can see a lot of tattoos. Can you give me like a summary of what you like, or the decisions that have led to have so many tattoos? Maybe style, moments in your life, and anything at all.
Again, ADHD. ADHD, yes. And kind of fanatic idea of symmetry. I need to be. I've told you I need to be balanced. So if I do something on the right foot, I need to do something on the left. Again, it goes and on and on and on and on and on and on. And on. And if you have that kind of mind that I do, then you just do it until you're finished.
Are your tattoos totally symmetric?
Again, not totally, but they're balanced.
Okay,
that's the most important thing. And it's not something you can measure. It's something I feel. If I feel unbalanced, I'll just do something, and then but yeah, I'm not again doing anything in the face, for example. That would just go overboard.
Hey folks, thanks for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friend, your family, and your cat, and stay awesome. Don't forget to check out our store at www.headingmusicartwork.com. Ciao for now.
Preview.